Hey everyone, welcome to the first top 10 video, a new series I'm starting on this channel. I'm going to be doing a lot of top 10s throughout the year and the years to come on different things, top 10 artworks, top 10 cards, whatever it may be. So I figured I'd start this all off with the Strixhaven sets coming out, well, the Strixhaven set coming out, Commander 2021. So stay tuned, there's going to be 2 other videos posted today, kind of kickstarting this entire series. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below of this idea. I'm not the first, obviously, to have a top 10 series on their channel, but this is something I've been thinking about doing for a while, so here we go. Let's get right into it for Strixhaven art. This is obviously 10 all the way down to 1. These aren't necessarily in any particular order. I've more or less put them in my, number 10 is my least favorite, and number 1 is my most favorite, something like that. So let's get right to it. Number 10, Pest Summoning. This is just cute artwork. It's just so cute. When I first saw it spoiled, I'm like, aw, how could you turn a black-green pest creature into a cute little pest creature? And this is how you do it. They're little babies. They're just gnawing at whatever being conjured them up. And you could tell that they're probably smelly, but that's okay. Babies tend to be smelly. And I just really like this artwork. I think it hit the nail on the head. If they were aiming for cute little pesty babies, they won. They got it. This artist they hit it out of the park. So I definitely knew that this card had to be in my top 10. Number 9, Rutha Mercenary artist. What it really got me on this art, first of all, the actual character, Rutha herself, looks pretty darn cool. Not too much detail, but just enough detail to kind of build the character up. I really like the clothing and the way the clothing is, there's detail in the clothing as well. They could have skipped through that if they really wanted to, the artist, but they didn't. They put their time and effort into it. And in the background, you see more details about her lab, wherever she may be. But what really got me, obviously, is the red and blue, whatever spell, or whatever she's conjuring up around her. That really looks nice. It really, it almost makes like a picture frame that she is showing herself off in. So I really like that effect. And I kind of like that her hand, at least her right hand, is, I don't know, something's going with that hand. I don't know if it's burning or whatever, but it doesn't look like it's in a healthy state. But yeah, I really like this. I really like the artwork in this card. I'm sure it's going to look fantastic in foil. I really hope they don't do it dirty in the foiling process. I hope they give it a nice foiling effect, because I think they could go a really long way. Red and blues really mixed together nicely in art in general, and definitely in foil. And there's purples in here because she's kind of purpley. So this is going to look awesome in foil if they do it right. So I'm looking forward to seeing it. Rip Apart is my number 8. Again, you have red, purple, orange all kind of mixing in together. That's going to look really nice in foil, just an FYI. Again, assuming they give this a proper treatment, which I'm sure they will. I just really like the artwork and the effect. That guy looks like he's getting ripped apart. It looks severely painful. And it wins me over. I saw it. First of all, I said, okay, this card is pretty damn cool. But apart from the card being pretty damn cool, the artwork is pretty damn cool as well. And I just like it. There's nice little effects everywhere. You have the proper shadow and everything. Really well done. Again, I'm a sucker for purple as well, and you got a lot of it in this photo, in this picture, and it's gonna look great in foil. That's definitely my guess. Number 7, Magma Opus. So I'm definitely a sucker for shiny, glowy things. You're gonna see that. You're gonna see that in the theme when I'm doing top 10 art videos. You got a lot of glowy, shiny things in this artwork. I know I sound like a layman, but I am when it comes to criticizing art. But I think that's probably why. It's probably interesting for some of you. At least if you're an artist, you're probably going to really be laughing at me. But yeah, if you definitely want to get me into a van, you don't need to use candies. You can just use shiny things like this. I'll definitely get into a van with you. I really like the way it's laid out. And obviously, there's an angelic figure down the center, which is what I'm assuming. But I really like the way it's all kind of flowing together from one point down the center, the bottom center of the image, and kind of flowing all together into the background. There's really nice glowing like effects all around with the red and the blues, which are mixing very nicely together. Again, this is a mythic. I really hope they give it a proper foiling process because it's going to look pretty darn cool. And yeah, I think it just looks great. Really stuck out to me when it first got spoiled, so I kind of put it on a list of cards to look out for. Obviously not playable in Modern, unfortunately, but whatever. That's not really the point of this list. The artwork is pretty sick. It's my number 7. Number 6, Blex. Vexing Pest. I really like this because of the detail. There was a lot of detail put into this, and I can picture the character with all the detail put into this image. I can put a story to the character without having to read too much about it, and I really like that. I can escape into the scene and picture how it would be to be next to Blex, which definitely looks like a pest. You see all these little creatures like scurrying toward it or away from it, doesn't really matter. There's a lot of detail in this art that you can look at, which I really like. And definitely a sucker for that. I mean, look, you even have like a little pest creature on the top left. You have a spider on the bottom right. You have these little centipedes running around. I really like all those effects, and on top of that you have the character itself. So really nice color choices, really nice setting. Definitely something that stuck out to me, and I definitely needed to put on my list because I really like this art. Ingenious Mastery. I'm a blue person, but I'm a blue player. I like the color blue. It's my favorite, obviously. I'm sure it's not a shock to most of you. And I just like this scene. For me, and I mean, I'm not sure how you see it, but this is why I enjoy art. You can interpret it in many different ways. I almost feel like they're on like this island, because I feel like they're on sand. And maybe this island's a small island surrounded by water, and there's some, mage off going on. You have two mages or two wizards going at it, and the closest mage to you, or the closest wizard to you, is casting this pretty darn cool spell from what I can see, with a lot of water and bubbles. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it looks pretty cool, and it's really well put together, really well executed, I find. I like the fact that it feels like maybe they're isolated somewhere, and they're just dueling it out. I really like that effect. Nice cloud-like effects in the background, or maybe not. Maybe they're somewhere, because it looks like there's structures in the background. Whatever it is, I really like it. There's a lot going on, but there's a lot of detail as well. So, Ingenious Mastery is my number 5. Number 4, Waterfall Aerialist. This artwork is just so damn cool. When water is done well, it's really done well, and it really shows here. This Djinn wizard, it looks pretty darn sweet. Not too much detail going on in the face, but that's okay. What really got me was more like the water effect, and how you have blue kind of in the foreground, and in the background there's very little blue. You have more reds and some purples, and it has a nice transition. Man, you can tell I talk about foiling process a lot. I'm a foil person, right? So I really hope they give this a proper foil, because if they gave a proper foiling effect to this, it would look so nice. If they just give it the standard common foiling, then it's going to suck. That's too bad. But if they give it the proper foiling process, I'm sure this card would look sweet in foil. But even in non-foil, in its current form, I really like it. I really like how it all comes together. Very free-flowing with the water. And you can tell, like, this Djinn wizard is, whatever they're doing it with grace and elegance, and the water just kind of flowing all around them. Very comfortable in whatever scenario or whatever scene that they're in. So yeah, this was definitely on my top, because I really like the effect on the water in particular was done really well. I feel like it's hard to get, and the artist got it really well in this one. Archmage Emeritus. Yeah, so this is all about the character. This artwork is all about the character. Yes, there's backgrounds, there's students or whatever in the background. Maybe there's some school in the background, but there's a lot of detail in this character, in this human wizard. I really like it. You can just stare. You can start at the top, work your way down. You can look at the runes or whatever that have been, that are on, their skin. And all the the scrolls are on them, and the bag and all that. I just really liked it. I find that it was done really well. I like the staff with that little blue jewel, and I just really like how everything kind of forms together. It's very blue, and I guess I'm biased towards blue, obviously. But I really like this. This is a character shot, and there's details in the character to bring it all together. So pretty cool. I could definitely feel the aura that this character is trying to give off, and I think it works really well with what you would expect from the card. Number 2, Spectacle Mage, a bird shaman, but we all concede that this is an owl bird. That's pretty darn cool. There's something about owls when they're drawn to be cartoon-like. First of all, I feel like it's a hard thing to come off properly, and I feel like it was drawn really well here. I really like it. I really like the color choices in this photo. You have, the more bluish tint on the left side. You have more reddish, pinkish tint on the right side. You have purple in the background. You have purple on the character itself. This looks Really, really great. I really love this artwork. Really like all the colors mixing together. I would love to see it in foil, but I would love to see it in non-foil as well. I'm sure I'll open it up in my Strixhaven box since it's common. Yeah, it looks sweet. I really, really like this artwork. Really well done. A lot of detail. Look at those wings. Look at the feathers. There's really nice detail put into this card. Shame that it's put on a common, but, you know, whatever. I really like it. Spectral Mage, one of my favorite arts from this set. Number 1, Vilda, Dean of Perfection. I got a Dr. Seuss vibe from this. Not sure why. Maybe because I'm reading a lot of Dr. Seuss books, my kids, but I got a really strong Dr. Seuss vibe from this, and I like it. I really, really like it. A lot of detail put into the clothing, which is pretty cool, and obviously a lot of blues and purples, which is going to look fantastic in foil. This is a legendary creature. It's rare. I'm assuming it's going to get proper foiling treatment, especially in extended art, so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure it's going to look sweet. But even in non-foil form, I really like it. There's a lot of detail. There's a lot of nice, there's nice glare coming off the face of a Vilda. And yeah, it's just, I saw this and I was like, whoa, this is probably one of my favorite of the set. And it definitely is. It's number 1. I really, really like the artwork all together. It's just, everything comes together really well. And like I said, there's this Dr. Seuss-like effect, and maybe is making me biased towards it. But I think it's really, really cool, really well put together, really well executed. Easily top 3, and it ended up being my top 1. So that's it for my first top 10 video. This is my top 10 Strixhaven art. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below. What artwork did you like? Which artwork did you not like from the ones that I chose? I'd love to know. There's no hurt feelings, don't worry. Art is subjective after all. So I'd love to hear from you what you enjoyed from Strixhaven. I'd love to hear different perspectives. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook. Share my content on social media. All that stuff really helps me out a lot. It takes you a minute or two, but you know, for the channel, it really goes a super long way. So I would really appreciate it. If you want to support me on Patreon, check out the link in the description of this video. I've set up different tiers. Every tier has different sets of patron rewards that you get at the end of every year. Check that out. The longer you're a patron, the better your rewards. Thanks, and have a good one.